So today we have Mr. Rahul Bhosle and his team from AARA Energy. And AARA Energy is one of our members, and they have kindly quizzed our request of disseminating knowledge as to how you can go about installation of solar panels. There are certain technicalities, other rules, regulation, government policies, financing options and all. For the company, AARA Energy Innovations been operating since 2016 in Pune, and some of the marquee clients of Pune are their clients. They have got experience in installation across the state and the country. And I now leave it to Mr. Rahul Bhosle to take over the stage. And any questions you can ask him subsequently, and then I will take over. Sir, Rahul Bhosle, sir. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody, and it's my pleasure to welcome you here. So, as we are from AARA Energy Innovations Private Limited. So today's session I am going to take you about the solar energies for the industries, and there are three more components where I would like to focus. That is, one is maximum saving, sustainability and the compliance and more. So these 3 points I have chosen because many of you have from the industries, you have already maybe discussing about the solar, maybe you have heard about the solar benefits, maybe you have installed the solar. So today's session I just want to take it from the basics of the solar and more than that, what is the beyond these things, because there is lot of awareness now for everywhere, and beyond that we have to given a thought. So I have designed today's presentation according to that, and I would request this kind of an interactive session, so you might ask any questions or you can give your inputs in between wherever required. That is always welcome. So maximum savings in terms of it is going to save your electricity bills, that everyone knows, but the solar in terms it is going to save you or give you the extra profits in terms of operating saving your operating cost and increase your profits, because it is going to save your cost in operations, day-to-day operations and these things, because it's saving your electricity cost. That is one thing, but savings in terms of long run and ROIs and these things, that is going to be there. So I have given details in another slides. Sustainability is the now global approach. Everyone is thinking for the sustainability, net zero and the ESGs and all. So definitely now it's the time to go for a solar in for a sustainability and all. Compliance, again there are particularly for the MNCs or the companies who are in a global supply chain, they have a lot of compliances for the solar as well as for the another renewable sources and all. So it's more than compliance, means for a compliance you can do that, but there is a value addition beyond the compliance. So that also we will touch today in this session. So this is basic why solar energy now, because we can say you can save your 80 to 90% of electricity bills. Definitely I am not saying 100%, because 100% is possible to save the electricity cost, but not always possible, because there are a lot of factors which is depending on. So I want to be a realistic, so I don't want to say 100%, though you have a budget, though you have an area or all that things, but still it is not possible. So I will say it is 80 to 90% you can save on your monthly electricity bills. Why solar it is required, that is another thing, is as I said, ESG and net zero commitments, because the global groups have more focus towards the net zero energy buildings and the ESG goals, sustainability goals for the scope 2 is specifically. So there it helps you out. Another point is rising grid tariffs, that is always there, because though sometimes government giving a benefits in tariffs, but still it is not direct benefits. So solar will definitely help you out for the saving on the grid tariff in a long terms as well. So grid tariff, that is the one major reason for that we can go for a solar. And all beyond that, that is a major thing, is assured generation. that is a major benefit in the solar, that is a assured generation, because in India we are getting almost 325 days yearly generation. That's more important, and warranted life for 27 years. So that is a ekdam basic benefits of the solar. Now that's what we should go for a solar energy. And it's not a question about whether we should go or not, it's the question about when. Because earlier it was a question whether we should go for or not to go for a solar, whether there is a benefits or not to a benefits. So it is the only question now or later. So that's the solar energy is already on that part now. So we are basically working into two sectors. One is rooftop solars for the industries and the open access for the industries. That is a major where we are working from last 8 years. And in that we have been already given 300 plus projects we have done in last 8 years. So our focus is purely industries for the rooftops as well as for the open access. So rooftop is for those who is having a sufficient rooftop area available. At the same time, the energy requirement, because if you have that particular energy requirement which can suffice by your rooftop area, then you can go for a rooftop. Otherwise you cannot go for a rooftop. Then you have to go for a open access where particularly the SMEs who are situated in Bhosri, where you don't have a much rooftop available, but you have a energy consumption on very higher side. So for them open access is the option what we can suggest. So yeah, in open access there is a 3 categories particularly. One is captive, group captive and third party. Captive is like we have a solar parks, we have the connectivity permissions already, we have taken the land identification is already been done. There you can put your whole investment for that plant and you can take a ownership of that plant. That's a captive open access what we can offer. Group captive, that is like 26% investment from the client and 74% investment from our side. That is to save your cross subsidy charges. So that's is a group captive. And third party is that you need not to invest anything. We have an investor for the 100% and you have to pay for the energy consumption per unit wise. But there will be the cross subsidy charges are applicable. So these are the 3 major open access categories we are working into. So the captive, you will get the benefit of the income tax depreciation, GST, and it's for a long term kind of an things where you can go for a captive open access solar system. So in that you will have a ROI within 2 to 3 years, and 25 years is a warranted life of the system. So that is the things. Group captive, particularly you are going to charge with the 8 or 9 rupees per unit in the industry, whereas if you go for a group captive, the charges will be there about 4.5 to 5 rupees per unit, and on that wheeling charges and this losses will be considered, and the unit will cost you near about 6.5 to 7 rupees. So you will save near about 3 rupees there. So that is a group captive what we can offer you. Third party open access, there is a hardly 1 or 1.5 rupees per unit you can save it off, but that's also option for the industries who are having a heavy consumption and don't want to invest your capex amount into it. For the rooftop particularly, these 3 models we are working. One is capex, opex and the deferred capex. So capex is like particularly the industries, small industries or who are the cash rich industries. For them we can suggest is a capex model where the systems required maybe 500 kilowatt and below. There capex is a good option because within 2 to 3 years you can say recover your investment. That's the ROI, payback period. OPEX, particularly the MNCs or the multinational companies who don't want to create the assets in India, but they want a solar, so there you can go for a OPEX. Particularly Indian companies or SMEs won't choose this option because it's means for the smaller system or point of ownership, if you see, it's not an good things. But the companies, MNCs, particularly going for this option. Again, if it is 1 megawatt and above requirement, investment, then it's a good option. There we are giving around 5 rupees, 5.5 rupees per unit costing for the OPEX model. Deferred capex, it's kind of an EMI fixed on EMI basis, where we can set the EMI this per month, and we can offer you. So particularly if you go nowadays, if you ROI kind of and things, so 500 kilowatt system required near about 1.5 crore investment. Within 1.5 crore investment, you can install a 500 kilowatt system. That 500 kilowatt system will generate near about 7,50,000 units per year. So that is the actual generation what we can offer you, 7,50,000 for 500 kilowatt. And if you can calculate with the 8 rupees or something, the 57 lakhs rupees will be the savings for the first year. So probably within a 2 years for the rooftop you can have the ROI. So that is the calculation. Additional, pardon? Capex. OPEX, there won't be any ROI kind of and things, because mostly you are not investing anything. So it's a direct saving in OPEX, that is a 3 rupees or 4 rupees. In Capex, it's a ROI and the payback period what we can calculate. And again in a Capex, it's because system owns to you. So there is a 100% income tax depreciation. That is 40% first year, 40% next year, and 20% for the third year. So 40, 20 is a complete depreciation you can claim. So that is a major benefit the cash rich companies are going for this model. So that is the financial model what we can offer. Yeah, if it is a rooftop, it is a inside premises, within on the roof only. If it is a open access, then we have a solar parks, and there we can install solar panels for you, and from there you can pay only energy charges, and you will get the energy at your delivered point. That is how it is. To us, Discom, see, these 5 rupees per unit or whatever we will finalize, that is going to pay us, because we are investing everything. For a Discom, you have to pay whatever excess you are going to use. Like for example, if we install a 500 kilowatt system, it will generate 2000 units per day. Okay. So if the system is on your roof, or if you have taken from the open access, that means the 2000 units you are not going to take from the grid. Okay, so that is a direct saving for you. But for that 2000 units, you have to pay us with the 5 rupees or whatever we will finalize. Yeah. And apart from that 2000 units, whatever the fixed charges or billing charges, or if you use extra beyond the 2000 units per day, that you have to pay to the MSCDCL. And that's what I said in earlier slide. We are assuring you 90% of saving, not 100% of saving, because there will be a fixed charges. There will be a variation in your consumption, because maybe in peak season you will have a more production or something. In maybe slack season you will not have that much of production, or in a rainy season the solar will not generate that much. So there is a variation always in terms. So what we do normally, we ask you for the your yearly electricity bills, and then we will study it. We will have an average consumption of the year, and accordingly we come to the capacity evaluation, and then we suggest you what the capacity you should go for. There is a next slide for that. So whatever that amount you have to pay us, and extra is you have to pay to the MSCDCL in OPEX system. In OPEX, no investment from your side. CAPEX, you have to invest everything, but in that terms you need not to pay us as well as to the MSCDCL. So yeah, your point is valid. I agree to that. It is for the understanding of everyone, because that depreciation going to help you to save your income tax only. So that's the term we have used. I got your point. Depreciation, it is going to claim, and that's going benefit in the income tax only. So to obvious. Correct. You are, yeah. That's, and that too not for first year. That is within 3 years, 40, and 20. So it's like that way. but it's a huge benefit. Companies are going for this benefit. Particularly the intention from the January to March, finalizing of the orders is a depreciation. So companies are going for this point. Noted it. If you are a cash rich company having a handsome profits, definitely it will give you the more benefits. It is going to save your electricity, as well as it will give you the benefits in taxation also. As I said, capacity evaluation. This is the major point where we should concentrate, because many a times I came across the discussion. You guys are in discussion with the other vendors. You are reading from somewhere and everything, but exact capacity evaluation, if you fails on that, then the problem is you will have a oversized system and you will invest more, which will not give you the returns. And other hand side, you might go for the lower system where you need to pay the higher electricity bills as well. So exact capacity evaluation will give you the more benefit. So in that there are four things we need to see. One is sanction load, area availability, your daily consumption, and the budget. So sanction load in terms is a norm from the MSCDCL, that whatever the solar capacity you want to go up to, that capacity equivalent your sanction load must be there, or connected load must be there. So if you are going to install a 500 kilowatt system, your connected load must be a 500 kilowatts. So to achieve that clause, we have to check the sanction load or connected load first. Another one is area availability. All over area of rooftop whatever we are getting, that we have to see how much rooftop we are getting. Third is your average daily consumption. As I said, we will ask you for the 12 months bills, then we will have an average consumption pattern, and then we will suggest you the right system, because in consumption pattern we have to see your month-wise consumption, your TOD consumption, time of the day zone, what you have asked for. So MSCDCL has given splitted your bill into the 4 zones, or 4 time of the day zones, that is A, B, C and D. A is night 10 to morning 6. B is morning 6 to 12, C is 12 to 6, and D is 6 to night 10. So they have splitted into 4 zones, and D zone is a prime zone, because in the evening 6 to 10 there is a high requirement of power from everyone, and at that time they are charging you 1 rupees extra for that zone. Particularly in the night A zone 10 to 6, they are charging you 1 rupees less moreover. So they are saying that you can offset solar power in between A, B and C zone, but you cannot offset in a D zone. So D zone anyways we have to keep aside, and rest ABC we have to calculate for your capacity evaluation. So pardon? Yeah, there is a again that slide is also there, but now there is a policy coming from the MERC that they want to change this peak period timings and all, and on that MERC has already given a decision that the timing will be 6 to 12, 5 to 12, evening 5 to night 12. Earlier MSCDCL proposed they don't want to give any offset in the night zone, but finally MERC has agreed for 5 to 12. So now but again MSCDCL has taken a stay on that. So right now we have to calculate from the same whatever the earlier it was 6 to 10, but if it is applicable, then we have to calculate from 5 to 12. So that is there. Pardon? Yeah, A zone considered in a solar, because they are giving you 1 rupees discount there. Like in daytime, if they are charging you 8 rupees per unit, in the A they are charging you 7 rupees per unit. So anyway they are giving you discounts, so they are okay to offset solar units in the A zone, but in the D zone they are charging you 9 rupees instead of 8. So they don't want to offset into the prime zone. So we have to consider A, B and C. So that 3 zone and average consumption of the year, that is more important, because normally people are doing 1 or 2 months bill, and according to that if you go a capacity evaluation, it's a wrong idea. So for a year you have to go in that detail. and the budget, because you have a area, you have a power requirement as well, but if you don't have a budget for that, then we have to but obviously compromise on the capacity of the this thing. So these 3-4 points we have to consider. Again, while designing or these things, we have to see the mainly shadow analysis is very important, because shadows are moving throughout the year at different distance. Winter we have a longer shadows, summer we have shortened shadows, and again, if there is some structure on roof or any trees on roof, the shadow are movable in a daytime. Like in the morning it will be on west side, in the afternoon it will be on east side. So that way we have to see a complete shadow analysis in a software, where we can simulate everything, and according to we can see. Apart from that, we also use softwares for the generation simulation. There are softwares like PVsyst and all, where we can see for that location, for that capacity, what's the generation we are getting if we install a solar. So that also we do. So in terms of example, if I would like to explain you, like if you have a daily consumption in ABC 2000 units per day, then you have to go for a 500 kilowatt system, because 1 kilowatt system will generate 4.5 to 5 units averagely per day. So if you install a 500 kilowatt system, you will get a 2000 units minimum generation from that system daily, and for that you require the area of 30,000 square feet, and the budget, as I said, it's a 1.5 CR. So if you have a area 30,000, if you have a consumption 2000 units per day, and if you have a budget of 1.5 CR, then you can easily go for a 500 kilowatt. Now for the same case, if someone suggests you कि sir नहीं 500 नहीं चलेगा, you have to go for a 600 kilowatt, then what will happen, 600 for the 100 extra you will invest, or someone will say कि sir आपका sanction load 600 kilowatt है, you have to go for a 600 kilowatt system. But in that case the loss is like you will have a extra investment for the 100 kilowatt, and that whatever extra units will generate, that you are not able to consume. So that excess unit will go to the grid, and at the end of the year they will compensate with the raw power purchase rate, that is a 2 rupees or 2.5 rupees. So that extra you are putting, and again you are compensating with the 2 rupees or 3 rupees. So it doesn't make any sense from the ROI point of view. So if someone is not doing right capacity evaluation, or if they are going on a just sanction load capacity, it's a wrong idea. So you have to understand this capacity evaluation is the crux of the solar system, because ROI and financing, everything depends on the generation. What we trying to say is maximum generation gives you the maximum ROI, and maximum generation within perfect capacity and perfect budget spending, then the ROI will be on higher side. Otherwise, if you spend higher unnecessarily, you will not get that much of ROI. So that need to understand. Can I go ahead? So now if you are again investing, we have done the capacity evaluation, solar, everything, most of top points everyone knows, the vendors are saying to you. But what is the main thing, because solar having a 27 years warranted life, so what you have to look for? So you have to look for is a generation guarantee and risk mitigation. If you see these 2 points, because what happens as per our experience, while discussing solar, while understanding, finalizing, everyone looks after के units इतने मिलेंगे, ROI इतना मिलेगा, ये होगा, वो होगा, but finally after 1 year, 2 years down the line, you are engaged in your business activities, so you don't look after the generation and everything, and in that terms there is a losses. So while finalizing solar, what you need to do is you need to see that generation guarantees and the risk managements. So how we can achieve that? Because the simple is, everyone's mindset is like it's a solar, simple, उसमें क्या panel तो है, there is nothing. Maybe the same feedback you are getting from everyone, but optimum design will give you the maximum generation. The best design will give you the maximum generation, and these 5 are the pillars of the solar system. So one is design. As I said, design comes is like, if I install a 500 kilowatt solar system that will generate X units, not necessary that he install the solar system of 5 kilowatt that will give you the same units, not necessarily, because it it depends on the design in terms of your azimuth angle, how many panels you have selected, panels technology, N type, P type, bifacial, again series parallel combination, how many panels in a one string, their voltage, like in the morning at earliest 7 o'clock or 7:30 max your generation should start. For that we need to select a inverter voltage ratio accordingly, and we have to design a string accordingly. At the same time, when you are at peak around 11 or 12 of the day, then it also touches the higher level of voltages. Then if it is goes beyond that, it will restrict your generation. So the optimum design, cable size calculations are very important topics where you should look after for the things. Again, one more important point is a heat loss, because the panels is on direct exposed to the rooftop. The rooftop sheet is already heated, and while generating the current, panel also generate the heat. So if you don't do a proper ventilation, if you don't keep a proper spacing, then there will be a heat loss also. So that's all part we need to consider in the design aspect. Again, we have to see in a design ki we have to go for a maximum capacity, but at the same time we have to see the access to the every panel, because from the maintenance point of view, from the cleaning point of view, if you don't keep access, or if you install very closed by or tedious kind of things, then afterwards it takes lot of headache, and the charges vendor will charge you for that particular activity, because it's a very tedious job. So that also comes into the design. Another part is workmanship. Workmanship is very important, because as I said, it's not only about makes कि मैं ये top panel के makes लिया हूँ and these things. Workmanship in terms of total project handling, total your installation of the rails, installation quality, time period of the installation, connections, because particularly DC connections, AC connections in your control panel, LT panel, your contractors, everything that we have to see. So the workmanship is really important, because if you see in terms of like for example, I just want to aware kind of things ki whenever we are going to connect a panel with the cables, DC cables, so panels having a MC4 connectors behind that, and there is a male female connectors we have to use, and we have to connect it to the inverter. So that for 500 kilowatt system, the connector cost itself near about 1 lakh rupees. Okay, so now if I want to save that 1 lakh rupees, the people what do, they cut the connector from the panel side and they join the cables and they move on. For practically 1 year, 2 year, that will continue, but after that it will loss of the things. If it is loose connection, fire, that's all things are there. Even in that case, panel manufacturers don't claim the warranty, because they are saying you done things for the original panels, so that warranty won't claim in that case. So workmanship is really important, and that workmanship comes from the experience as well as the approach of the vendor. So that is also important. Another important, very important, is the in-time execution, because if you are placing an order to some vendor, you are expecting to start the savings maybe within a 2 months, 3 months time or something. But if he don't do that work within that time or whatever the decided time, project gets stretched, and you already paid him for the panels or the inverters, so your finance cost has already been started, and he has not completed the work within a time. So in time project execution is really important, and that in time execution, the one more point is net metering or the liaisoning with the discom, whether it is open access or whether it is net metering. Liaisoning with the discom is a very tedious job, and for that many people they have their internal teams to communicate with the discoms and all, but that approach takes lot of time. That can save your few amount in while finalizing, but it will take more than 3 months, 4 months time for the liaisoning with the discom, and it will add the extra cost to you. So liaisoning with the discom must be through the proper agents only. They will charge you little higher, but they will ensure that within a month's time the everything been done. So that is going to save your cost. And the mix, but obviously a good mix is also contributing. That is like in panels, if you see, Vari is there, Renesis is there, Axitec is there, so Vikram is there, so they are good mix in the panels. In the inverter you see, then Sungrow is there, Solis is there, Polycab is there, so Grovat is there, so they are good mix in the inverters. For the cables, we should go for Polycab cables or KEI cables, DC side DC cables, AC side AC cables. So makes are also important. Asset management is the main again crux, because I am not saying after sale service, I am saying asset management, because whatever you are investing, it is going to be your asset for next 25 years. And if we don't look after point of view like periodic maintenance, preventive maintenance, warranty support, cleaning, every after 15 days it must be cleaned. So if we don't look after all these things, and if we are looking only as after sale service, kuch ho gaya to dekhenge, then it will not pay you off. If you properly hire services for the asset management, and if you are following all the schedules accordingly, it will definitely give you higher generation, and it will reduce your risk. So that is also important. Real-time monitoring is also important, because if you don't have that tool for the real-time monitoring, you will not understand whether it is generating, how much it is a generation, what is the yearly pattern, what is where are the losses, which inverter is not performing well, where are the shadows are coming. So there are a lot of factors, so you must go for the real-time monitoring. There are quite good options in the market, there are dashboards in the market, but you should spend for the real-time monitoring. That is more important. Again, no loss guarantee. You should ensure that means we are providing that is main aspect. Like what happens normally, whenever you install a solar system, everything is going good, but let's say maybe down the line 2 years or 3 years एक inverter बंद पड़ जाता है. There is some fault in the inverter. So what the EPC players are saying, ke, okay sir, we have analyzed that there is some problem in inverter, we will ask the company to come down. So they will put a mail to the company, the guy will come, he will analyze, he will give a report to the head office, and everything happens, and it will take 10, 15, 20 days maybe to come to the decision whether it is under warranty or not warranty, whether it should accept or not accept. So that for 20 days, 25 days or months time, whatever required, your generation will be at loss. So we are saying that we have installed 300 plus projects till now. So we have inverters in our buffer stock. So for that time period, we can immediately replace an inverter, and the generation will not be a loss. So that is what we are offering. That's more important, because that huge loss, if you are saying 2000 units per day, and if it is happening for 15 days or 10 days, it's a huge loss. So we are providing you the standby inverters from us, as the same for the panels also. Then there is a no deviation promise. That's also important. You should take that promise from the vendor, because whatever he has committed the mix, whatever he has committed the offerings to you, that you should get it. And normally what happens, the finalization team or purchase team, they are not involving in the time of execution, and they are not aware, or it's not their job. And whoever from the operation side or the project side, they are not aware for the small promises, or they are not aware about the financial promises. So afterwards it happens like ho to gaya, install to ho gaya, but it has not followed the promises what has been given. So you should ensure that there is no deviation in the promises that we follow. Bank guarantee for the generation, because this is going to happen. Everyone will say you okay, we can achieve this and all, but you should ask for the bank guarantees also, because that will give you the confidence that okay, everything will go smoothly. So we are offering the bank guarantees for the generation as well. So that also you have to consider in a risk management and the generation part. Penalty clause is means when we are saying a bank guarantee, penalty clause will be there, but penalty clause to ensure to that he will abide that penalty clause, you need a bank guarantee. If you are at loss and if you claim a penalty of, let's say, 5 lakhs rupees, so how you are going to claim that? If he said okay, no, we will not going to pay you, then you must have a bank guarantee from him, no? So, agreed, but against your investment, these bank guarantee charges are absolutely nominal, and that has to be bear by the vendor. So, as a customer, you need not to worry about. As a customer, vendor has to bear it, and total 2% of the total system value or 3% of the total system value, that bank guarantee you can at least for 1 year. Because within a 1 year you can have a confidence about the generations and everything. So for a 1 year you can at least have a bank guarantee 2% or 3%, whatever. You made a legal agreement and everything, but if he deny to pay, then what you will do? You have to go for cases and everything. So bank guarantee is a tool whether he will you can ask him to easy process. I have prepared this from the client point of view and not from the vendor point of view. I want to aware you how you can deal with the negotiation or the finalization of the solar panels. Like, I don't want to say my benefit. That is the part of our discussion and negotiations afterward. But if there is a faulty design, if there is a non-standard mix, if there is a certain issues in the performance, that will definitely reflect in a first year. Okay, if the design is proven, there is no substandard mix utilized, there is absolutely no performance problem within a year, there is no loss, then there may not be as such generation loss after 2 years or 3 years also. Only the case what can come in that case about the problems regarding inverter. That's what I said, you should have a no loss guarantee from the inverter point of view. But as such, if design is correct, then there won't be any problem. If there is any problem, within first year it will reflect definitely. For that reason, you have to go for the good brands. Good brands in terms of the panels, it believes that they won't cheat you. Also, the good brand of EPC player who have a technical knowledge, expertise and the approach of the good work, and having a team for the inspection of the panels, checking of the panels, test report of the panels. Test reports येतात त्याच्याबरोबर panel बरोबर, but many people don't know how to read it. काय बघायचं हे माहित नाही आहे. So that's the problem. पॅनलच्या पाठीमागे RFID टॅग असतो. हां, RFID टॅगमधनं तुम्हाला त्या सगळ्या गोष्टी कळतील. आणि तो टायर 1 आहे की नाही, इट्स अ सिलेक्शन प्रोसेस. म्हणजे तुम्हाला ठरवायचं आहे की तो टायर 1 आहे की नाही आहे. कारण आता मी टायर 1 म्हणतो, त्याचे काही पॉईंट्स आहेत. बिकॉज दे आर इन द मार्केट फ्रॉम लास्ट 10 years. दे आर सप्लाइंग 500 GW per annum. They have a tie-up with the good customer base. So that is a tier 1 for me, because the good brand works with the good brand. So that is a tier 1. If you say some company from XYZ location, and if you are saying no, मुझे वही panel चाहिए, so it might be a tier 1 for you. So it's a customer choice altogether. We are there to educate you, aware you which are the good tier 1 brands or not. But again, finally it's a customer choice. तुम्ही त्याचं डिझाईन कसं केलेलं आहे त्याच्यावरती बऱ्याच गोष्टी अवलंबून असतात. शॅडो ॲनालिसिस केला आहे की नाही, कारण पर्टिक्युलरली एखाद्या कोपऱ्यावरती एखाद्या एरियामध्ये जर शॅडो येत असेल तर दॅट कॅन क्रिएट अ हॉटस्पॉट. क्लिनिंग ऑफ द पॅनल्स, लाईक आता बर्डशीट्स वगैरे झालेले आहेत, त्या तुम्ही जर प्रॉपर क्लीन केल्या नाही तर तुमचा तिथे हॉटस्पॉट तयार होतात. सेकंडली, वेन वी आर इन्स्टॉलिंग द पॅनल्स, इफ यू डोंट गिव अ प्रॉपर स्लोप टू द पॅनल्स, वॉट हॅपन्स की द वॉटर फ्लो फ्रॉम द पॅनल्स इट वोंट हॅपन प्रॉपरली. कारण जिथे इट्स लाईक अ फोटो फ्रेम, जे एंडचे आहे तिथे पाणी साठून राहतं, तिथे डस्ट आणि पाणी याचं मग ते मिक्सचर साठून राहिलं की तिथे हॉटस्पॉट क्रिएट होतात. सो दॅट्स वॉट आय सेड, वर्कमॅनशिपच्या अंडर हे सगळे पॉईंट्स येतात, डिझाईनच्या अंडर हे सगळे पॉईंट्स येतात. सो इफ यू आर वेन एव्हर पीपल आर आस्किंग की अरे पर किलोवॅट 25,000 मिळालं पाहिजे, तो तर मला देतोय, मग ते सगळे प्रॉब्लेम्स तिथे असोसिएटेड होतात. क्वालिटी नीड्स अ प्राईस. देर इज अ ट्रायंगल, वी कॅन नॉट अचीव 3 things. One is quality, one is speed and one is price. you can get the quality for the good price and speed for the good price. So it's like that way. You cannot achieve all together in these things.
नाही, पण आता त्यामध्ये सॅम्पल इन्स्पेक्शन करता येईल का? म्हणजे समजा
हो, आम्ही
ते
करतो.
आपण डिमांड करायला पाहिजे काय? म्हणजे कंझ्युमरने डिमांड करायची?
दोन्ही आहे, कंझ्युमर पण डिमांड करू शकतो. आमच्या साईडने तर आम्ही करतच असतो वेन एव्हर वी टेक द पॅनल्स. पण कंझ्युमर पण करू शकतो. आत्ता आम्ही एक कस्टमर आहेत CD व्हॅक्यूम म्हणून, त्यांच्याबरोबर काम करतो आहे. तर त्यांची टीम पॅनल मॅन्युफॅक्चरर्सच्या फॅक्टरीमध्ये जाऊन तिथे त्यांनी इन्स्पेक्शन केले, साईटवर आल्यानंतरनं इन्स्पेक्शन्स केले. सो वी आर ओपन. म्हणजे इफ यू आर आस्किंग की आम्हाला तिथे जाऊन करायचे तर वी कॅन अरेंज दॅट. ते करता येईल, त्याच्याबद्दल काय प्रॉब्लेम. पण नॉट ओनली द इन्स्पेक्शन, हा मेनली अप्रोच टुवर्ड्स द डिझाईन वर्कमॅनशिप असा सगळा आहे. तो इट्स अ कंबाईन होलिस्टिक अप्रोच आहे. तो एका पॉईंटला धरून नाही चालता येणार, पण करता येईल आपल्याला, काही प्रॉब्लेम नाही. सी बेसिकली व्हॉट ही आस्क्ड इज की वेदर इन दी so many years of experience, whether we have claimed for the panel replacement and whether the company has accepted it or not. So there are 3 cases what I remembered. One is happened in 2017 in Sangola, where we have installed for 25 kilowatt system for the one hotel. So there were some problem around for 5 kilowatt panels, and the company was a Soa Solar that time. They were leading in the market, and they immediately replaced the 6 kilowatt of panels at that time. Recently we had the same experience with the Renewsys, whether we have installed the panels, and they denied to replace for that warranties. But in that picture, we as a EPC player, we have a strong hold in the market. We have a strong connections with the suppliers. So we request them that it is not our fault or it is not a customer fault, and this needs to be replaced. And we convince them whether though it is warranty or not, or whether you want to accept a warranty claim or not. But these particular 4 panels, I believe, there we request them, they have to replace, and they agreed on our words, because our transactions are like that way. So it depends on case to case basis. One time we replaced from our cost. So because again it depends on my relation with the customer or our relation with the customer. So altogether it's the approach like whether customer will get a replacement or not. So that is a question. So if the customer is really good, he technically he can understand the facts and figures. So in terms, sometimes customer also ready to pay the cost for that panel. So but it's not the question, but the companies, if you go for a genuinely the panels they are replacing, it's not an issue. There is really sometimes problems from the client side or from the EPC side, then they deny, then we have to look after into it. But most probably they are giving the warranty support, so there won't be an issue. And they have to be, another reason I will tell you, because these all are MNRE approved panels, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and they all are LMM approved list of modules and manufacturers. So they only allowed to sell the panels when they are registered with MNRE, and according to MNRE they have to create a RFID tag and the barcode behind the panels. So even though the end user don't have any warranty certificate, don't have any invoices, don't have EPC in the picture, maybe after 10 years down the line, they can ask the company through the barcode that we want warranty and this thing, and they have to accept it or deny it with the valid reason. If they denied unnecessarily, client can claim to the MNRE that this is the barcode we are having and company is not giving replacement. So that is also there. So most probably panel replacements are happening. There won't be any issue for the, at least for tire A grade, there won't be problem. So next, what is the policies? Recently I think everyone is aware that MSEDCL has proposed to MERC. MERC is the Maharashtra Electricity Regulatory Commission. They are accepting or denying the proposal from the DISCOMs. So MSEDCL has proposed that they want the changes in the tariffs for the next 5 years, and this seems to be shown that they have reduced the grid tariffs for the industrial as well as the residential consumers, but at the same time they have asked for the unnecessarily points where it will impact the solar installations. So that's the typically policy name was a MYT policy, and in that policy they, as earlier we discussed, they they ask for the change the peak time of the TOD zones and these things, but MERC has approved finally that is only a peak time will be 5 to 12. Another rest all the regulations and rules they have kept the same, so there won't be any change, major change that will impact for the solar installations. Group net metering and up to 5 megawatt rooftop is still pending because that is not approved by MSCDCL. MERC has already proposed it, but we are all waiting for that. If once it happens, then you can have a group net metering for your multiple locations and all. At the same time, they are going to approve a rooftop up to 5 megawatt. So if you have a space or something, that will help you out. So still that is pending. So these are the two policies. Net metering is very simple. Whatever the solar power you are generating in daytime, you will consume first. Excess will go to the grid, and it will have a monthly credit balance, how much you have generated, how much you have given to the grid, and what is the credit balance. So it will come into your electricity bills properly written, and that policy is in place from years. So there won't be any hurdle for that particular policy. Banking charges is there. Wheeling charges is for open access ह्याच्यामध्ये असतात ते. Banking charges is both for the open access as well as rooftop, ते असतातच तिथे.
हे ग्रुप नेट मीटरिंगचा मीन्स ग्रुप नेट मीटरिंग में आप मल्टीपल लोकेशंस पे एक ही सिंगल कंपनी के लिए
there is no clarity. See, there are group net metering that is 2-3 points kind of, and like one company with the same consumer name or with the same company name having a multiple locations, they can install a panels at one location and they can supply it to the another 2-3 locations. That is one. Another group net metering, different clients come together and they can install at one place, and from there they can take it. So clarity for that point is still pending. Once it happens properly from the MSCDCL, the advantage is more bigger for all of us.
तर आपण ते शेजारी कंपनीला किंवा याला अप्रोच करू शकतो का? MSCB करून किंवा
नेट मीटरिंग इज अ पॉलिसी फॉर युअर सेल्फ कन्झम्पशन, कॅप्टिव्ह कन्झम्पशन. जे काही जनरेट होईल दॅट यू हॅव टू कन्झ्युम इन युअर प्रिमायसेस ओनली, और अदरवाइज यू हॅव टू फीड इट टू द ग्रिड. You cannot use the MSCDCL network to supply to the power to someone else. That is not allowed. You have to consume in your premises only.
Through MSCB, can we do this?
No, not possible. Not possible. Open access through we can do, but that is a completely different policy as together, solar park. But from the your rooftop, you cannot sell it to the anyone else. That is not possible. So this is the now about the ESG, net zero and the compliances. See, as I said, this is very important topic right now for the multinational companies who wants to go for the net zero energy buildings, carbon emissions and the compliances for thereof. So solar, what it will benefit you to the immediate reduction in scope 2 emissions. Scope 2 emissions means whatever the grid power we are taking from the DISCOM right now, that while generating or transmitting the power to us, there is some emissions into the environment, and that emission, scope 2 emissions, we can immediately reduce by adopting the solar. So that is one benefit that is immediately we can take it. Net zero energy building is altogether new concept, and everyone should give a thought about net zero energy buildings. Net zero energy buildings means what? We help you out from the design, concept, documentation and the certification of the net zero energy building. Certification from the IGBC, Indian Green Building Council. So what is the design and concept? Like whatever generation consumption you have right now on a daily basis, we will evaluate, we will give you certain feedbacks, we will have energy audits, we will tell you that you need to change something in your operation, something in your machineries, something for a daylight, maximum use of daylight. So better if you, let's say you have a 10,000 units daily consumption, we will see without solar how much we can reduce, can we come down to 8,000 units or 7,000 units. So that is the first step in net zero we are adopting. Another, then we should go for maximum solar to achieve the net zero. And third one is certification for that all plant, so that net zero in a global it's really adopting nowadays. Why it is required? Because industrial emissions are 45% of the total India emissions. आणि हा इंडियन एनर्जी असोसिएशनचा डेटा आहे की टोटल जे इंडियाचे emissions आहेत त्यापैकी 45% emissions are from the industry only, and that 45% SMEs are accounting for the 90% of emissions for the large businesses. Understand this figure. Apart from that 45%, 90% from the SMEs who are generating a business for large corporates or something. So in terms, we all are evolving in this process. Everyone has to take a part to reduce the emissions, then only we can achieve a net zero, or then only we can be a part of sustainability. So SMEs particularly, they are thinking, this is not my cup of tea, or this is not required me right now, why should I go for the sustainability वगैरह. If electricity bill reduce हो रहा है तो I will go for it, but otherwise I will not go for this. But this is not the case. Now bigger corporates or the MNCs companies are forcing to their vendors to go for this. Particularly vendors are also not aware what to do, how to do. So net zero is a really good concept, and the SMEs are more benefiting out of it. So that is what we should go for it. What happens if you, as a SME or as a MNC, if you go for adopting a sustainability policies or adopting a net zero energy buildings and all, so that improves your brand identification, brand value. That is more important. Brand reputation will increase like anything in between customers, suppliers, vendors, employees, everyone who are associated with your brand. That really gives you the high brand value. So that's more important. Another is it attracts the investors, because investors getting a more confidence on you, or they are giving you more attractive offerings from the investor side and all. So that's really giving you the top-notch approach and as a leader of the market. So adopting a sustainability or net zero is really important part. As I said, supply chain preferences, global supply chains. If you are exporting, if you are importing, the people are preferred the companies who are adopting the sustainability policies, and particularly they are asking whether you adopting a sustainability policy, then we will join hands with you. So there are clients with us who have done the solar for this purpose also. Like for Praveen Masale Wale, we have already done for the net zero certification and everything. Though they are in spices, they need not required as from my point of view. But when they are into the export markets, when they have to give it to the European companies, they have a partnership in the Europes and all. So it's really given them advantage. We have done almost 6 plants for them. Back to back, for Hyderabad also, for Hadapsar also, for Shirwad also. So adopting a solar or adopting a sustainability policy really help you out in a global supply chain. As I said, vendor evaluation. मगाशी आपण बोललो तसं की वर्कमॅनशिप इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, काम करणं इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, बँक गॅरंटी इम्पॉर्टंट आहे, नेट झिरोसाठी सोलरला जायचं, दॅट इज ऑल्सो देअर. बट how to evaluate the vendor, this is also important task, because people are seeing okay, we have received the BOQ, we have made a comparison sheets, he has given us the price what we are expecting and all, but neglecting the hidden points what you should look after, that is a technical expertise, how long technical expertise they are having into the market, that is more important. Past performances, their site visits, actual site visits, and the generation reports, like we have a year on year generation reports with us, so from that you can definitely look after whether we are giving the best services or not, so that is also important. Team structure, like what is the team size and who are into the teams and how they are operating. Like for us, we have a different means asset management services department. There are 4 engineers and labors are different. For the project execution, the team is different. For the sales, the team is different. So you need to understand how they are operating, because many a times there are small teams they are operating into, few parts they are taking from the contractors and all, dependent for the service they are on the other these things. So that is also important. As I already said, design approach and workmanship, so I will not explain again. But the handholding is important, because we as particularly we look after this as a project based company. Whatever we take from you, it's a project for us, and then we will not come to you that we have not considered this is extra or something. Whatever we have committed, we will handhold you for everything. Number 1. Number 2, handholding is not only for the solar. Handholding is for the compliances, execution, sustainability, net zero, wherever funding, wherever you required help, we will there. So that handholding is required, because we are in a market and we have a connections with the consultants, we have the connections with the suppliers. So definitely we can offer you the best, but every for offerings, if we expect a price, that's not a good idea. So it's kind of an team building or kind of an givers gain approach what we are having. So that's handholding is also important. So these are the hidden aspect. If some vendor comes into all these categories, then definitely you will get the best system and the generation and the ROIs and everything, because ROI will only come from the EPC vendor and the generation. That's the truth of the things. These are the success stories what we have been installed till in this area only, Bhosri or Chakan. Particularly for Mahesh Bright Steel, we have installed 370 kilowatt, which is near Mercedes Benz in Chakan. Balaji Wall Components, we have done back to back 2 projects for them, 250 kilowatt and 226 kilowatt. Schmalz India is a German company. They are just in a J block only on the same road. There we have installed 235 kilowatt. For the Schmalz, I would like to say that I have been to Germany for site visit of their plant where they have installed the solar. So they wanted me to come there and understand what's the difference in their system, and we should have here also. So that expertise also we have. Then Haridarshan we have installed. Omni Protect is a pharma company, there we have installed. ESD is a good company. Now the orders in hand what we have is a Suresh Presswork, Vadorkar Group. There we are installing near about 525 kilowatt. CD Vacuum, there we are installing 250 kilowatt. Curtis we are installing in Hinjawadi 578. That's a Kohler India Group company. So there we are installing. So we have these are the only base in this area. Apart from that, we have done in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka with Advik also in Chakan. Advik is a company we have done for them in a Bangalore. So we have multiple locations where we are installing all this. Right now we are in. Pardon? We have already been installed in Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Bangalore, Karnataka. Sangli we have done the major project, 800 kilowatt for Sahyadri Agro Pipes in Sangli. we can install any part of the India, because see, in that whatever the design happens, it's from in-house, from the Pune head office. Whatever the procurement happens from the head office only. All the supplies go to the directly to the sites, and our installation team will go to the site. They will have one residence kind of an arrangements, and they will complete the project and they will come back. Whatever the services required afterwards, we have the channel partners also, the companies, panel companies or the inverter companies, they have the support everywhere all over India, and if required we can fly down also there. So we are giving a support all over India. Right now we are doing 2.6 megawatt open access project with Rehau India in Gujarat. So we are open for the opportunities where anywhere in India. So that's not an and that's not a hurdle for us, particularly for the execution point of view or from the service point of view. It won't be a hurdle for us. So this is what about I just want to aware you about selection of solar system. We are open for free consultation also. We can come to your place, we can have a one-to-one discussion, and then we can see whether it is workable for you or not. We can even have a feasibility study and everything. And also references, if you have any references, please provide us, that will also help.